Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well and I hope you're all staying safe. I think this is a good opportunity to do a over-explain run for Skul the Hero Slayer. So, basically this is a game in which you, the protagonist, you start off as Skul, which is this cute little guy right here. And you are the villain and you're trying to beat up on humans, except you are adorable and the humans are not, which is, in my opinion, makes you the good guy. But either way, you've got, well, there's a lot to start off on this beginning screen, right? So we'll start off with what these three guys are. So these two guys you have to save during the course of your run. They are not there immediately. They appear later on. So this lady is always here. And what she does is that she helps you build up a skill tree. And this skill tree consists of various things. So this increases magic attack by 50, and you can see that 10 out of 10 right there. You have to get something called Dark Quartz, in which right now you can see at the bottom right of my screen, I have 40,369. That's because I've unlocked everything, so I've built these up over time, and so I have nowhere to spend it right now. But, you start off with 0, and then you build them up over time. The grind isn't that terrible, but it can be kind of painstaking. So this one is gets up to 50% magic. That's 10 out of 10. I think it starts off at 5% or something like that. This one goes up to increasing physical attack by 40%. So let's talk about magic and physical attack. So I'll show you guys a little bit later what that is, but basic attacks typically do physical damage, and that's what I'm pressing with my square button right now. You can see Skul kind of swinging his bone. Magic attack is typically your skills, not all the time, but it's typically your skills. And sometimes basic attacks aren't always physical. It just depends on the Skul that you have, which we'll talk about in a second. But Skul's skill is to basically throw his little skull and then, retrieve it. And this Skul can go on for a pretty long time. So you can see that's basically a skill. And they have cooldowns, kind of like Dead Cells. So this one is accelerating skill cooldown by 10% for each kill, up to 100%. So right now I have up to 100% skill cooldown. So I have max skill cooldown. And what that means is, think of it like Dead Cells. You have a skill cooldown. And this will be per kill. And with each kill comes a skill cooldown. Think of it like Hunter's Instinct or Killer Instinct. This one is decreased swap cooldown. So I'll talk about swapping in a second. Increasing max HP by 50. You start off at 100. I'm at 150 right now, so I've maxed it out. This one is Quintessence cooldown. I'll show you Quintessence later on in the video. I don't have Quintessence right now, so it doesn't make sense to talk about this. This one is slowing down time for everyone except for yourself for 0.4 seconds upon swapping. I will talk about swapping once we talk to the next guy. And, yeah, so you can have up to 2 Skuls at a time. And, yeah, we'll talk about swapping in a second. Dashing makes you invincible for 0.3 seconds. So initially, your dash does not make you invincible. You will get hit if you try to dash. It is not like Dead Cells, but the more that you invest into this, then you will eventually be able to get that Dead Cells dash where you're immune to attacks. Certain, but not every single attack all the time, and it doesn't last for a long time. But you can see these are 2 out of 2, and they are very expensive. Enables you to destroy scroll items, get up to 842 gold, depending on the grade. We will talk about items in just a second. But you can see with my, little page right here, you can see, these are the 2 Skuls I can have. This is my Quintessence, and these are the items. This is what I'm able to sell. If I want a better item later on, I can sell them for 842 gold. Initially, you just kind of have to keep everything that you have. So when you're first starting out the game, it's better not to take certain items if they don't work within what you are running. And, they explain the skills. It's a really nice layout here. They explain the skills. They explain the swap in attack, which is baton touch, and they have a little cute description. It's just very cute overall. And then the last 2 generates a 20 HP shield for 1 second upon swapping. The shield, if not destroyed, decreases swap cooldown by 1 second. So when you swap, you not only will you slow down people around you, you will have a 1 second 20 HP shield, which can be really good to kind of get in your swap attack and basically not get hit. And swapping isn't long, but sometimes, you want to just kind of switch in and out very quickly. And so the swap cooldown, increasing it is a nice thing. And this last one is resurrecting you with 60% of HP one time. This is the most expensive thing in the game. When you die the first time, you will be resurrected. If you don't have this complete, you will die on the first time you die. And if you have 1 out of 2, it'll be 30%, 2 out of 2, 60%. So that's this lady. Now this dude. This is where we can get into swapping. So you want to go outside with that kind of face on you, you're kidding, right? So he will offer you another skull. So now we have 2 skulls, right? We have our basic skull boy, and we have the skeleton shield. And so you can ask him for 10 dark quartz, which, you know, I can obviously afford. Now I can get gargoyle if I want. And so the way to choose who you want to bring in and out is make sure that you have the skull that you want to take out selected. So right now, I don't want the basic skull. So I switch over to him. I press L1 to swap. And actually, this is good to note now. So each skull has their own unique swap kind of mechanic. So skull does that little spinny move. And then shields, what shields? Pushes enemies when swapping, gain shield for 5 seconds. So you can see that little blue thing on the bottom next to my health bar. That's the shield that I have. And yeah, that's essentially what I have. So I want to take out the basic skull. So I switch over to skull, take the gargoyle. And so gargoyle, basically, I can stomp enemies for my skill. It's a 7-second cooldown. And then I turn to stone and fall to the ground upon swapping. So what does that look like? Well, if we wait for this guy to do his thing, now we turn into stone, do a little stomp attack. And so each skull has their own set of unique skills and properties. Gargoyle can fly on for a very long time. So if we start from the bottom of the screen, let's see how long that we can fly. So we double jump, and then we just keep on flying. I'm holding the button, and so I can make it to Witch Lady. And this guy gives you items. So this first item is increased magic attack by 60% for 3 seconds when hit. And this one is an explosion that inflicts physical damage to nearby enemies that occurs when hit. So I have both hit conditions for, well, getting hit. And so we're going to start off. Different rooms will do different things. This one gives an item. This one gives gold. It's good to get gold typically. I might have them mixed around. They're very inconsistent with how they do it. So I'm just going to utilize the shield and then work on that. He has a really, really powerful attack. And some enemies, or some guys, it just depends on the type of guy that they are, right? So there's something I forgot to mention is that there's 3 types of skulls. There's power, balance, and speed. So this gargoyle is balance, skeleton shield is power. And so when it comes to power, sometimes when you jump and do an attack and then press the square button, you'll do like a down slam. Prisoner is a speed one, but does the same thing. So, and then a lot of times when you dash, you end up doing an attack. So a lot of them kind of have that property. And so we're just kind of going through this right now. No pressure on this run. I'm going to change to gargoyle, and then I can just attack from above very nicely. And then I use my skill, kill all these guys. And then now we can just use our main attack. Shield's main attack is basically if you hold down the button, you can do a very long dash or you do a very short dash. Sometimes you get health regeneration. Yeah, this one's gold. So sometimes you get health regeneration. They're little big black, like kind of black and purple balls that appear. And so this tree essentially is a pain, so we want to get rid of him. But we can't because there's a spiky dude. And so we want to get rid of him first. And so we are going to do just that. And the tree has 2 different attacks. One is to, do that. And the other is right when we're next to him, he's going to do a melee attack that's pretty powerful. You can see that right there. And then he's going to go immediately into his projectile attack. I'll show you the totems later. I just destroyed one. They give you a small boost just depending on what they are. And so I'm going to kill this guy. And I get more gold. And that plant, if you jump next to it, it likes to attack you. So you just got to get out of there quickly. I wanted the gold, so I just took it. And so you got in here, the green door gives you an opportunity at a new skull, depending on what it is. And so we're just going to kill these guys. These green guys like to shoot projectiles. There's another variant of them in Act 2 that is much more dangerous than this one. This one, the archers are some of the most scary enemies in the game, I would say. And so that big guy does a lot of damage, but I did have that shield upon swapping, and then I took the hit, so it was fine. And now we get a new skull, and so I don't want the shield anymore, and I want to go with Skeleton Sword, so I'm going to go with this one. And this one has a property of 5% chance of bleeding enemies. 5% is very big in this game because you're hitting enemies a lot. And her skill is to move forward quickly and stab, as you just saw. So, one thing to note is that you guys can see orange, yellow, and blue damage. And so the orange damage is basically physical attack. And the blue is what's called magic attack. And we talked about magic attack a little bit earlier. So you saw the blue right there. So let's switch into Gargoyle. So I just inflicted blue magic damage. These are called totems. There's 4 different types of totems. Each one has their own little buff. Some give you movement speed buff. Some give you a shield. Some give you health regeneration. And some give you higher attack. So it just depends. Yeah, so this is Rockstar. This is a speed guy. So we are going to take this over the Gargoyle. I made a mistake right there. This guy heals and gives you an additional bonus. We're going to switch to Gargoyle and take him. And these are items, so you can choose which item that you want. I'm going to just take that one. That, all it does is increase my magic and attack speed, or my movement and attack speed by 15%. This is what's called a mini-boss. I call them elites. And so, so you can see right here, rare, unique, and legendary skulls typically have 2 skills. This one has 2 skills, Amp and Outro. Rockstar has a very cool property in which you can see the meter on the bottom where it says 100, where it's going up to 100, and the idea is to get the rock band playing. When it gets to 100, it basically does that, and you get a lot of damage up on the screen, and it's really cool, and it's a great visual. Rock Band is one of the best characters in the entire game, and so when we beat a mini-boss, we have 3 different options that we can choose. We can choose a skull, a quintessence, or an item. Quintessence, I typically don't like taking them early in the game because they may not be as good, and there's usually something a little bit better later on. Plus, you can't sell them. So, keeping that in mind, I am going to take Ghoul, who is one of my least favorite skulls, but pretty good for early game. A lot of the basic skulls are really bad late game. So there's a totem right here. I'm just going to attack this. This is the attacking one. So now I have more attack over here. And so we are going to utilize our swap attack. Or not our swap attack, our skill attack. And just kill all the baddies. And another shield, that's 3 shields. So different enemies can have just different attack patterns. This one allows enemies to be constantly attacking you. It's tough when you're such a big target like you are with Ghoul. Ghoul is not a very good character, to be honest with you guys. And yeah, you end up taking a fair amount of damage, but with Power Skulls you don't take as much damage. So if you want to face tank, if that is your style, you can go for that. You can utilize that. Ghoul's thing is basically enlarging itself and having very just like big boy type of attacks. That's 4. That's 4. Alright, so I'm going to pick up this max HP by 40 just because it's easier. I'm going to pick up more gold though. We got to switch into Rockstar because Ghoul is not very good. But Rockstar is a lot faster, a lot more efficient, a lot more powerful. And so now we got the band playing, and I'm going to activate other enemies. Sometimes enemies don't activate unless you step in a certain spot. So, yeah, so Rockstar's attacks are really, really good. That's basically what you need to know. And so, I wanted to get as much magic damage off as possible. That one gave me a little bit of health regen, which is always nice. So, you can see that huge little altar for getting a new skull. That gives you a unique or a legendary guy. And so, we have Prisoner from the famed game Dead Cells. You guys check it out. It's a pretty cool game. It's not like my entire channel dedicated to that. And so, Dead Cells Prisoner skills are really cool. Assault Shield has a counterattack, and then it also kind of works as like a regular attack. And then you have the Broadsword. Both of these are magic damage. And so that kind of light blue room means that we're going to go fight a boss. And we have our first boss of the game, which is the Yggdrasil, who basically reminds me a lot of the Giant. Just slow, powerful attacks, but typically easy to avoid. So now we're just going to keep on attacking. So he does that attack. All I'm going to do is just dodge to the right. And then just start firing off skills. And then just do our thing. Now we're just going to avoid him. And now same thing. And we are going to avoid this attack by just dodging 3 times. I completely messed up with that attack, by the way. And so you want to just get off as a lot of damage possible after that orb attack, because that'll allow you to get a significant amount of damage off through swapping and other methods. And so I was able to get some good magic damage off with that. And so now I'm going to just keep attacking him. No need to overthink it. And I was able to get a lot of damage off right there. And we get the kill with the broadsword. And there we go. So one of Prisoner's other traits is that you can pick up cells. I wasn't able to show you because we weren't facing enemies. But you get cells, and every 5 cells you get a stat boost. If you get red, then you get attack power. And now I pick up a Quintessence to increase my magic attack by 50. Okay, so now Quintessences. I'll talk about Prisoner in a second. But Quintessences has 2 properties. One is increases magic attack by 50. That's like the passive one. That's like what's going to stick with you throughout. The other one is if you press the R1 button, then the thing underneath happens. So another Realm Rift pulls enemies and inflicts magic damage is open up where you stand. I'll show you guys in the next level. And we are going to come here. And so you can see I'm doing that right away. And so you probably saw with the archers, they are a lot dangerous now. So you want to get rid of them whenever you can, because now they jump back and attack. And so Act 2 comes with tougher enemies, obviously. And then the mini-boss thing is slightly different. And so you want to be able... And then these magic orb guys, they are just very dangerous. So you can see survival. I got survival, which means that I take less damage now. And so this guy, you can see right there, he just jumped back. That is the Archer level 2 property. They are not there in Act 3. There is no Act 4 in this game. Act 3 is the final one. Yeah, I mean, that's basically that for Prisoner. He has a bunch of other skills. The 2 skills that you see on the screen, there's a possibility of getting 4. So I won't pick up this Aqua Skull. I like my build right now. Alright, let's see. So you can see I was able to do a counterattack with the Prisoner. And so now we've got the band playing, and the idea is hopefully kill everybody, and that is exactly what we've done. Pick up some gold. Now we can enter the rest room, the dark blue room. So we have our choices of items, skeletons, quintessences, which I will not be taking anything in here. No, and no. Sometimes it's just good to save up on money. That's really all it is. Here we can pick up an item, so that is what we're going to do here. I wanted to essentially just save up on money so I can buy some really good items later on. These orb guys can be pretty dangerous sometimes. And so I'm going to wait for him to do that, and I'm going to do that, and wait for him to die. And very quickly, I have picked up the next item. Increases max HP by 35. I will be taking that. I'm at 225. Now, sometimes I have little hidden areas in which you can go ahead and grab more gold, which is always nice. These these kind of statues will be shooting at you. They're not that bad. All you have to do is just dodge them, and they go down in 1 HP. They kind of work like the bats from Dead Cells. And so you can see Dead Cells. Dead Cells guy just does a down smash. We're gonna see the maid lady pretty soon, so I'm not looking forward to that. So I'm trying to just get off as much damage off as possible. So unfortunately, I end up getting hit here. You know, it happens. Can't do anything about it. I've taken a lot of damage here, but I'll be able to get all of it back soon. And so we pick up 2 more cells, and we should be... Yeah, there we go. And let's go find another item. I want to kill that guy just right off the bat. And so I'm able to nullify the attack with the assault shield. Just, it's like parrying, basically. So I wanted to kill off that maid as soon as possible because she brings other maids onto the field. And they do a fair amount of damage. Don't want to be in a position like that. No reason to put myself in that sort of position. No reason at all. Nice. Okay. Another item. Increases attack speed by 60% in proportion to HP loss. I don't have... I will have a little bit of an attack buff. So now, Act 2, you face 2 mini-bosses. I want to bring out the Rock Band as soon as possible. And so you have 2 of these guys. It can be pretty tough sometimes. So the idea is to focus on one of these guys at a time. And so now, I want to bring out this Rock Band guy. I want to bring out the Rock Band as soon as I can. I don't really know why I took a hit there. And sometimes when they do their charge attack, you can break them. And that's really helpful. And when they die, now I'm only left with 1, so not too bad. And when I kill this guy, I'll be able to heal. And this guy is pretty easy to heal. And so I want to break him again, kill him off with Prisoner. And now we have healed. Didn't really take much damage from that, if anything. I will pass on him. I do like Clown, but I will pass on that. Quintessence I don't like. I'll just take this and then sell this right away. This is only applicable to skeleton soldiers. So I am going to take that out. And now we are in 2-2. And then we will be approaching the boss soon. This is actually the first time I've ever gotten that particular set of things. So that's pretty cool. And so this guy likes to heal. He likes to run around and then just heal. Kind of a pain in the ass, to be honest. Let's just wait for this guy. And then we can go 1, 2. And let the band do its thing. I kind of messed that up there, but... I'm gonna kill that guy off. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, we're doing well so far. The run's going fine. Prisoner does what it needs to do. And so yeah, I mean, it's really all about just like getting used to the enemies on screen. That's really what it's about. And once you can do that, like, you are in a good position. You are in a very good position once you get used to all the enemies on screen. And so I've inflicted all of these guys with magic damage. We are set. We are good to go. And we can progress on to the next room. So this is increased attack speed by 55% for 3 seconds upon kill. Very good item to have. This one is going to be another maid. And so you want to get rid of her as soon as possible. You can see this maid right there. I did not kill her immediately, so I have to deal with the ramifications of that. And so I'm going to wait for the... enemy to attack me so that I can pretty much do my thing with it. The barrels, sometimes, if they're next to an enemy, they do a significant amount of damage. Typically, they do kill the enemies. And you just want to get rid of archers. That's honestly my strategy here. And so we've been able to do that. And we can proceed. Another legendary. So, Archmage. And I think this is where we can say goodbye to Prisoner. I do love Prisoner, but Archmage does have more potential for different types of attacks. You have the laser, you have the spike, and he does magic damage just by itself, which is so convenient. So here, what's this one? Increases magic attack by 60% and increases the Skul cooldown. Speed balance skulls by 45. Archmage is in fact balanced, so we will be taking that. This one is also really good. These two are great. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Do I want to heal? I don't need to heal. That one I don't need. Critical hits are a very important part of this game, so I will take out the attack speed one. Don't necessarily need it. I do want this. Rockstar's fast enough on its own, so you can kind of see, like, he is a fast boy. And one of the nice things about Archmage is that you can power up these attacks, kind of just chill from here, and do a significant amount of damage. You just saw, like, I was able to wipe these dudes out. And so with that, this guy, he shoots an orb, pain in the butt type of enemy. Typically don't want to deal with them, but we are doing a lot of damage with Archmage right now. So we want to get rid of the eyeball. So we can do that, and then just keep hitting him, and then just kill this guy. He likes to heal the opponents around him. That's basically how he operates. And then we can do that, and then just wait, release, and get a long attack going on, and we are set. I mean, we're going to be facing the second boss soon. You don't want to release Rock Band right away with this. Attack speed by 25%, movement speed by 15% of Speed Skulls. We do have a Speed Skull on hand, who also does magic damage. And we're going to amplify our guy. And we can just kill her right away. The maid just sucks. There's nothing you can really do about it. But we did want to get her killed before anything happened, and the laser is just an excellent attack. You know, you just want to get rid of this guy. He is not easy. He has a lot of different types of attacks, and so it's just really good practice just to prioritize and kill enemies. Very similar to Dead Cells. I kind of got frozen there. I don't really know what happened, so it's fine. No big deal. See, and you can see I set off the Rock Band too quickly, and so I'm in a little bit of trouble now because of that. So we are going to have to hope that the 2-minute cooldown doesn't affect me that much. Yeah, and so you can see I have a lot of magic damage right now. Like, it's working out very nicely. And so I want to prioritize these orb guys because projectiles are always a pain in the butt with this game. And one thing to note is that sometimes what happens is that your physical attacks can really be bothersome if you're trying to isolate an opponent. And so now what I want to do is basically prioritize the next set of projectile enemies, and I've done a good job of doing that. Now we can kind of target using this guy. I kind of neglected to attack, or I neglected to defend myself, but now we can just kind of fire off, do our thing, and then just hold our laser, get the kill off, and we can just go check out what other skulls there are. So now I'm going to just charge up my laser, wait till I come down, and then just go from there. And I'm going to charge my laser as well. And then there we go. He's very good at those balanced attacks. He's just really good in general, honestly. So now if I wait for these enemies to appear. And now I have killed the big guy. And sometimes you just gotta wait for your stuff to come into play for you. And now I can turn back into Archmage, do a lot of damage, and we're set to go into the second boss room. So, I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I definitely drop a like if you are enjoying this content at the moment. So I'm actually going to use mostly Rockstar here because I do want the Rock Band, but Rock Band is not ready yet because it has not been 2 minutes. So now what I want to do is wait for these sisters, to attack. They both attack you at once, and then each one individually has their own attack. When you kill one of the sisters, another one turns into a metallic sort of thing, and just a very difficult boss. It's the hardest boss in the game, harder than the Act 3 boss. So she has that slice attack. It's typically not bad. That's the attack that I tend to struggle with the most. But you can see, like, I'm doing a decent amount of damage. I'm just playing very, very conservatively right now. So I wanted to get off as much damage off as possible. And I've done a good job so far of avoiding her attacks. But these sisters are tough. And the double slice one is not that bad. All you have to do most of the time is just kind of jump around. Like the song. And now I'm going to hold this down. Wait for her to do something. And set it off. There we go. Now let's set off the lasers. And let's see what she's going to do now. I can just keep firing off from here. And so I've taken my first bit of damage, unfortunately. Okay. And now I think is a good time to switch into Rockstar. And so now we can do this. And so now she's taking a significant amount of damage. And so I can just keep firing off with Archmage now. So it's just all about just learning how to deal with certain things. So I completely whiffed on that attack. And I whiffed on that attack too. That's one of the problems with Archmage. It just can struggle sometimes with trying to get in position to do proper attacks against bosses that kind of move around. So it really tends to struggle with this particular boss. So let's see what she does. I'm just trying to play it safe right now. So yeah, this boss, when they change it up, they have a variety of attacks. Not the most fun thing in the entire world to do. And she does have a fair amount of health. She does regen. So now this attack is very devastating. But I was able to get out of it, barely. I thought I avoided it. And so typically she likes to double up on attacks. That's just kind of how she is. And she's going to do it again. So barely avoided it. And yeah, all that is a quick attack and double jump. And we just get the kill off. Pretty strong fight. Took a few hits, but nothing devastating. We're not like in danger of losing HP. Now we're on to Act 3. And the chances of getting legendary skulls increases as you progress. And so now we'll be at a good amount of health. I do like the skills to create a fiery orb. Works very well in magic builds. We have a straight up magic build right now. So I'm looking to get rid of one of these two guys. Don't get me wrong, they've both been fabulous. But ideally, you know, I don't have to have them forever. So Act 3 is tough because of these guys. They like to throw potions. Don't like them. Pain in the ass. And now we've got the rock band playing at an inopportune time. Did not want that to happen. Because now I can't see where the hell I'm going. Straight up, I literally cannot see where I'm going. Okay, cool. Sneak in Act 3. I've never dealt with that before. And so now we want to so what happens with that particular enemy is if they keep doing their ritual, which is what they were trying to do in the middle with that little orb thing. What ends up happening is that they summon another beast who's very powerful. Oh yeah, and enemies explode in Act 3. So, yeah, just to make this shit harder. Act 3 is definitely the toughest act. The boss is not the toughest, I would say. The spike guy kind of acts like the one from Act 1. Except now they just kind of hit different, and then they explode when they kill. A lot of enemies explode when they die in Act 3. And that can be very devastating. So now we can just focus on these little gremlins. Just get the kills off on them. And then now we're going to go and heal in the store. We have a lot of health for us. And I'm actually thinking of switching from... Actually, no. We're going to stick to where we are right now. I wanted Alchemist, and then I decided, maybe it's not the best idea in the world. Okay, good. Good. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta do your thing, you know? Alright, good. What are we getting? Nope. Yeah, you generally don't want to get hit by that guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take care of him first. I'm going to take care of the potion guys first, because these guys don't activate spikes as much, or as ruthlessly. So now what I'm going to do is we are going to try to get the kill off on these guys as quickly as possible. So that's good. We didn't take too much damage. We took a little bit, but not overwhelming to the point where we are definitely going to die. We're okay for now. So now I want to explode these guys. You can see these potions up top. Do not want to activate them, because then those ghosts that you've been seeing, the ones that explode, they suck, and I hate them. So we're just going to set this guy off, and then of course we set that guy off. So we're just going to wait for him. Yeah, and he explodes, does a crap ton of damage. Don't ever want to deal with that. Alright, so now I'm going to just orb it up. Or laser it up, excuse me. Yeah, so good stuff right there. And we're going to laser it up now. Focus on killing one. And now we're going into Rockstar. And we got the rock band playing, no damage taken. Absolutely fantastic. And now, just in time for the Act 3 elites, this is going to suck. But this one is actually not a bad generation. If the ninja's there, then it's the toughest. But if it's just the maid lady, it's really not that bad. And so now, I want to set this off. And do a lot of damage. And set that off. Yeah, so the magic lady is one of the worst, because the nun lady, because she tends to heal her allies. She's almost always there in Act 3. So you want to get her out of the way right away. Yeah, so somehow I took no damage from that. I might have taken a little bit of damage, but... and now we're going to finish this off with Archmage. Nice work. We actually gained health from that experience, which is awesome. There's nothing I want here, so I am going to sell this item off. We are not doing any physical damage. That is not the objective with this build. You want as much magic damage as possible. You can have hybrid builds. They do work. Do I use them? Not particularly. And I'm just going to fire this guy off now. And go into Rock Band. And then go from here. Oh, shit. Yeah, the potions, I mean, the potions are what I definitely struggle with the most in this level, but we didn't really lose any HP from that. Alright, let's pick up another skull. Let's try to see if we can. Alright, this one is tough. So you guys haven't seen this enemy yet, but He gives out skulls and stuff, and he's very, very dangerous, so you typically want to get rid of him as soon as possible. So I'm going to set this guy off now. Gain some HP back. We have gained a lot of HP back. We have a crap ton of health to play around with. So let's set this off. Yeah, we are just doing a lot of damage right now. We're at full health officially. So that's always nice. Ah! So I just got hit by the explosion. I took a significant amount of damage. These are like the Carleone guys from the beginning. And I want to set this off now. This guy's just a royal pain in the ass, honestly. Like, he just sucks. There's nothing you can do. He just sucks. He sets off the ghouls. Nothing you can do here. But we're able to get out of it. We only took 15 damage. No biggie. I just want to kill him. We don't have to kill him, but just good practice to do so. No. And let's fire this off. Let's kill these guys. Luckily for me, I won't have to see much more of these guys. Wow, that is a lot of damage. And so now I'm going to focus on this guy. And now I want to focus on you, because you suck and I hate you. And so now we can go for that and just let you guys explode. And exploding can hurt other enemies, which is super nice. And we can heal one last time. Easy take. Every spirit. I don't have any spirits. I didn't have time to explain spirits on this one. It's all the same. Doesn't matter. I mean, we can check this out. I mean, like, I don't need this one anymore, for example. Like, this one I don't need for sure. So I can buy one of these. Restores 1 HP every 3 kills. Like, yeah, you know, why not take it? In case we get hit. Yeah, the potions suck. I mean, that's all there is to it, honestly. But at least we'll be able to recover shit. Alright, the rock band definitely helped me a little bit. Okay. Good. Recovered some HP. And now we gain another HP back. So cool. We've got to set this off now. I barely got it off in time. We're taking a lot of damage right now that I don't need to take. It's just tough when there's a lot going on the screen and then you're trying to take care of one thing and you got these potion guys just trying to ruin your day. You know, we just gotta heal. We gotta find a way to heal. That's all there is to it. We took a lot of damage in that room, so hopefully we can get it back soon. But unfortunately, we will not be able to. We are in the final boss. 162 is not a terrible HP to have. I still have my revive left. Chimera is not a terribly overpowered boss, but, you know, there's some stuff you want to keep in mind. So this guy will roar first, and so I want to get off as much damage as I can during this time. And now he's going to drop the enemies down from below, and I'm going to do that. And now he's going to drop the little sludge, and I'm going to wait for the skills. and get all that damage off on him. And then just wait. And get some significant damage off on him from that. So, you know, we're doing good so far. And, you know, we don't have as much damage as we sometimes do in this game, but, you know, having the rock band helps. And then those Spiral of Sludge, if you end up staying there for any reason, then you end up taking a significant amount of damage because it's continued damage. And so you typically just want to avoid everything that you can. Now he's going to do his big attack, and now he's going to do his little sledge thing. And I have free range to attack right now. And so let's use that. Keep in mind, I still have my... you can stay in the middle for that. That's no biggie. I want to get off as much damage as possible against this guy, so that's exactly what we are doing. So you can see, like, I got stuck in there, so I ended up taking a lot of damage here. And so I'm running out of HP, but I think we should be okay here. Like, we have him down. Yeah, see, like, we were able to get our revive back. We got the kill off. So I was never really that worried. We had our revive the whole time. But, you know, that's Skul the Hero Slayer in a nutshell. It's a really fun game. And you can see at the end, but the quote-unquote ending is open-ended. Similar to Dead Cells Early Access, you died at the end after you beat Conjunctivius. This is kind of the same thing. You do die here. And so there's a lot more to the game. So I think it's a very strong game. I think they have a lot of potential to make this something special. I do consider this to be the spiritual successor to Dead Cells. And overall, absolutely phenomenal game. They have taken a lot of stuff from Dead Cells. You can eat, well, obviously they have Prisoner, but they have a lot of stuff mechanically similar to Dead Cells, such as like skill cooldowns and like, you know, buffing up different things. You know, and so the way they kind of have designed this game is really cool. But they've done enough to make this their own, and I think it's a really phenomenal game. Definitely check it out. It's only 18 bucks on Steam for the early access right now. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this game. And you know, if you want to see me do some more Skul runs, I'm going to be doing them, obviously. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me on this one. I really appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch my content. Leave a like and subscribe for more Skul the Hero Slayer and Dead Cell stuff. And I'll see you later. Have a great night and stay safe out there.